Hi, I thought it was about time I did another video. We're coming to the end from what I can only describe as a bad year. I don't think anybody has really enjoyed 2016, so I thought it was time I came to one of my favourite places where I feel most at ease. I'm here right in the middle of Liverpool, urban Liverpool, full of noise, chaos, sirens, but there's also nature. I'm in a very, very old graveyard, and this is the woods that has grew up around. I'm going to take you through a place I find quite magical, and I'll explain why in a moment. Follow me. So many creative, beautiful souls, famous, not so famous loved ones have left us. I'm here amongst, I'm not going to say the dead, I'm going to say those that lie sleeping beneath the frozen earth where I am now. There are thousands of souls. There is the earth. The earth is waiting to wake up. Beneath the frozen barren land that we see around us, there is a new life emerging. And I'm going to speak about our deceased ones and how we can feel them closer to us and how we can put closure on what has been a horrendous year for so many, myself included. I have lost beloved ones, and so have you. So let's go on this little journey in my favourite magical place, because graveyards are full of magic, mystery and healing. Let's go. Well, what has 2016 meant for you? I know it's meant a lot to me. Pain, hurt, sorrow, sadness, all these things. But we're here now in a healing place. Look at the beauty of the woods. Listen to nature. She's all around. The woods, the trees, the leaves, the damp earth. The souls of our ancestors, long since gone. How do we connect with them? Well, the signs are around if you look. You may come across a feather, a coin, a pebble. Collect these things. You may be thinking of a loved one. Turn on the radio and your song that reminds them of you comes on. Look around, there's rabbits running about. Animals are close to nature, right? All these things connect us to the earth and to spirit. Even if you're watching this and you're living on the 10th floor of a flat and you think you cannot be close to nature, bring nature to you. It's very simple. Buy a potted plant, an indoor little water garden, anything that makes you feel more at one with nature. I often come, well, I've always come to a graveyard. Why? Because there's peace here and there's healing. The dead aren't going to harm you. They're just sleeping or waiting for when it's your turn to pass to the door marked summer. And today the sun is shining on this winter's day, but yet it's beautiful. In spite of the sadness and sorrow that the year has brought us, there is hope. And a good way to end this year is to bury all that has hurt you throughout the year. And a simple way to do this is to think perhaps a little piece of paper. The best paper to use for this, it's a little spell, it's very simple, is recycled paper, made from the recycled pulp of wood, which is the trees, and it's organic. Write down the things you no longer want in your life, you want to change or you want to say goodbye to. It could be immense emotional hurt, guilt, impatience, lack of tolerance, suffering, illness. All these things, write them down on your paper. For me, it is pain. It has not been the best year of my life, and we all each have had our troubles. Write them down and then bury them into the earth. Bury them, and as they disintegrate back to the earth from whence the wood initially came, away they will take your pain and sorrow. So you close the chapter and you open the new chapter. And how do you create the new chapter as we embrace 2017? I will tell you in a moment. Now let's move on, because I love to be amongst the ancestors. By the way, these are very, very old graves. And here I am in urban Liverpool. You would never believe such a magical, beautiful place existed, full of owls and birds. And I'm going to share some stories from the messages you've sent me, and what about your own tales, which are absolutely fascinating. So let's move on further on our journey today. You know, when I commenced this, I was thinking about reflections of the soul. And it is reflective. It is a reflective time of year when we look back. And I thought, what was the message I could offer you of hope when we're surrounded by so much gloom? I have my own methods. Each of you may have yours, but build your life. And what I mean by this, I want you to think of me as merely an instructor. I'm going to give you some directions, and it's up to you how you use those directions. I'm going to say for 2017, why not plant seeds of hope? Hope, joy, laughter, love. Now you can do this quite simply. My favourite method is to literally plant a packet of seeds. I adore wildflowers. The flowers, well, there are no such things as weeds. A weed is merely a flower growing in the wrong place. What is a weed to somebody else is a medicine. Take your average dandelion, Taraxima officinalis, right? Its name actually means dandelion, teeth of the lion, because of the shape of its leaves. But it's actually used as a cleansing medicine for the liver, a liver tonic. Now, dandelions and other plants, meadow plants, especially flowers like cornflowers, poppies, those that used to grow in abundance amongst the hedgerows, sadly have now been destroyed. But you buy a packet of seeds and you nurture those seeds, and in those seeds you plant your hopes, your wishes and your dreams and your wants and desires for 2017, whether it be for peace on earth, restoration of broken family bonds, good health, harmony and happiness. And I'm also going to suggest to you very, very strong. You may think these are simple things. They're simple but powerful. Complex doesn't mean power. Simple is power. Clear out the old in your life. Get rid of that which you no longer use or need. For example, clear out all the clothes or articles that you haven't worn for a year. Take them to a charity shop. Hand them in, and then you may turn round and there sitting upon the shelf may be a book you've been after for many years, awaiting for you to give away something in order for something new to come back. So many of you fear change, and yet change is upon us. I always believe life is a garden. You can either plant weeds or flowers and nurture that which you want. If you nurture weeds, then they will choke the flowers. And in other words, you will create what you plant. You reap what you sow. And that is very, very true. I'm going to talk a little bit about some books. Books you may have heard of, books you may not have. And I've taken it slowly over the last few weeks because I've wanted to really think about not bombarding you, because this is your journey. And I enjoy receiving your comments back and your stories, which you have so gladly shared with me. I'm very honoured. Now,
one book, a very, very famous book, and it's very simple, but I highly recommend it. It's called You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. That book is invaluable. Its message is simple but powerful, right? Anyone suffering with illness, try not to focus on your illness. Focus on your health, right? Focus on seeing yourself well. And I too have suffered with illness, and it's not an easy path. So you can tell we're in Liverpool. You can just about hear the trains running by, all right? But we can still find beauty in the urban areas, right? Now, going back to the books, another book I'm going to mention for those more interested in a Wiccan path is a book by Lois Bourne called Witch Amongst Us. Very, very interesting story about her life as a witch, written by an authentic witch, Lois Bourne. I read many, many years ago. And for those of you who want to go further or look in other areas of spirituality, a book I'd recommend, if it's still in print, is The Search for Om Seti. Now, this book is about reincarnation, and it's a fascinating tale. In fact, the BBC made a programme about this lady and her story on reincarnation, and it goes back to the days of ancient Egypt. So there's 3 books for you, right? For you to go away, and if you've got a Christmas book token, hey, spend it on the book and have a read. Now, I'm going to go further on and talk to you. I'm happy that some of the stories you've shared with me have been lovely. I will change names, but somebody recently asked me that they didn't know whether they believed in the afterlife or whether there was anything out there. So much so they were asking God, shall we say, for a sign. And this person told me, they said, well, if there's such things as God, I want a sign. And that sign must be that when I turn on the radio, a certain song will play. And they turned on the radio and they nearly jumped out their skin. Because that song, of all the songs that could have been played in the universe, was playing. I don't think there was any doubt that that was the sign saying, yes, we're still amongst you, right? I've cried tears this year for loss of long dear friends. I miss their presence, but they will come through in the dreams. Now I want to speak a little more about painting your own dream. And I mean this literally, painting your own dream. But there's more to that sentence than meets the eye. I mean painting your life. And what I would like you to do is, you don't have to spend a lot of money. Go out, buy some crayons or oils or paints. Depends how proficient you are as an artist. Colour is important, and I want you to paint the picture of the life you want for 2017. I do not want you to paint the picture of the life that you've already had to date, because that is gone. I want you to paint your future, and I want you to paint it, draw it, colour it in colour, and put as much detail as you possibly can. Now, don't get me wrong, many of you will be probably thinking of how many calories you've stuffed in your face over Christmas and how much alcohol you've drunk, and you'll be embarking upon a diet. Well, I'm going to suggest you start a diet for your soul. And that is, you don't count calories, you count how many positive things you put into your body. Your body becomes your temple, and you feed your soul. You feed your soul by the beauty you put into your picture, be it that perhaps you want a certain job, change careers, you want to fall in love, be happy, go on holiday. Draw your future, paint it with colour. And instead of sticking on your fridge door how many calories or sin foods you should avoid, I want you to put this picture on your fridge door, and every time you open your fridge you see that picture and you write in the present tense, this is my life. So you're going to bring that picture to life. You're going to make it happen. So doing this, by focusing on this, you're creating a massive visualization. This visualization will become real because what we focus on grows. You know how many times we've spoken previous of the power of our dreams and the power of our thoughts. Well, what you feed your thoughts will become your reality. What are you going to paint? You're going to paint hope, joy, laughter, new horizons, travel, friends, good health. If you're suffering with pain, paint yourself the way you want to be. Here comes the train. We'll let the train pass, but that train is a destination. It's going somewhere. Where's your life taking you? We're amongst those sleeping for hundreds of years. Their energy is still around, nurturing and feeding us on this beautiful day. That's it for now.